And Jod-eh doesn't help. Hi guys, Wobbly Geek here. I've had a couple of issues starting to stream, so if you've seen a couple of my outtakes, sorry about that. Bit of housekeeping to do. First, Kyle Russell, I've seen your comment. I will be doing the Once Upon a Time in America video, but the film you've picked is 4.5 hours, and because of my bad back, I'll have to do it in a couple of sittings, and I want to do it justice, full notes and a full proper review. So we'll start with that. I don't know how long it's going to take me, like I say, with it being a longer film. I shall do my best, but it is coming. It's on my radar, and it's certainly something for me to do. Now with that sort of done, let's get into Dr. Jod-eh versus the Sea Devils. Can Chris Chibnall go away, please, and never ever be seen again? Can we lock him up, or just keep him away from a Doctor Who writing room? Because he's the worst. He's the absolute worst. It's like listening to his dialogue and the way he tells the story is like watching a 5-year-old finger paint. You know, that they can do it. Yay, good for them. But you hope they get better at some point. And that's how I view his writing. It's finger painting, and it's awful. It's so generic, it's on the nose, it's oversimplistic. It's just bad. And I know I'm mocking Jodie a lot because she's awful for the role. I'm not saying she's an awful actress. I've seen her in other stuff and she's been perfectly fine. But for this, she's awful. It's a bad David Tennant impression with some Matt Smith catchphrases thrown in just for good measure. Good God. I mean, what can I even say that's positive about it? The set design was good. Some of the set design. You know, if you take out the CGI, which was crap, and just generally most of it, you know, the prosthetics for Sea Devils was quite good. Obviously they made Dan look like an absolute buffoon in that stupid costume, you know. Standard. 'Cause damn you, straight man, you must go. It's all about the Doctor and Yaz and their forbidden love. Oh, do me a favour, mate. Oh, right. I'm going to say this. Doctor Who should not be a romantic connection to any of the companions. I know, shocking. I don't think an alien should be romantically involved with a human. I didn't like it when they did it with David Tennant and Rose. And I don't like it now. What makes this worse is it's queerbaiting. Oh, are they going to kiss? Are they not going to kiss? Are we just going to talk about how much they want to be together? I don't know. Should we just wait? Should we do all these awkward angles and awkward looks and do me a favour. This is not how queer representation should be being done in 2022. You know, give it some life. It's not. It reminds me of 1970s camp closeted stuff. And is this what the BBC are still doing? It's a kids show, I get it. I don't know. I know you've got to be careful at what you put and what you don't, and if you want to, if you were gonna do it, do it. Have them case, have them have a normal, well, as normal as you can get with an alien. That's why you shouldn't even do it. But show me normal situations, having a normal relationship, and if you're gonna do it with like two gay companions. Simple, done. You've done it with straight characters. You did it with Amy and Rory. Just do it like that, for God's sake. Chibnall is always so on the nose. He's awful. And to be honest, that's why I feel sorry for Jod-eh. She's bad at playing the Doctor, but she's had dog dirt to work with. Let's be honest. I don't know who the next Doctor's gonna be, and I know I've got people who I'd want it to be, but I don't have an issue with the Doctor being a woman. Now, do I think it should be done just for points and for sake of it? No. But I've seen somebody play a Time Lord as a female and do it brilliantly in Michelle Gonzalez. She was amazing as the Master. You should have given it to her. If this is the way you were gonna do it, don't have her as the Master, have her as the Doctor. She'd have been far more entertaining because she's a good character actor. Dr. Jod-eh is just this bad David Tennant impression with a really bad Yorkshire accent, which is shocking considering she's from bloody Wakefield. I know they keep trying to make out she's from Sheffield, but she's from Wakefield. I don't know. This strange Yorkshire accent and right. Okay, so let's get into the actual story instead of me just going on a rant about how much I dislike where this has gone, full stop. So we've got a basic Pirates of the Caribbean story with a BBC budget. You've got a strange, destructible force like the Kraken, which was some sort of lizardy creature that acted like a dog. I'm not quite sure. It could sniff out like a dog, and it attacked ships and But anyway, there's your main threat, and then you've got the Sea Devils as the masterminds of it all. Yeah. Again, they weren't even the villains in their own story. People haven't seen these characters in nearly 40 years. And you couldn't even build them up. You couldn't have filled in some of the backstory. I mean, come on. What is this? Just lazy stuff. Anyway, we've got a glowing MacGuffin that's able to basically create climate change. Let's bash that one over the head too, guys. Climate change is happening. Climate change. Warming waters, sea everywhere. We had to really hammer that one home too. And yeah, we need to save the MacGuffin, get the MacGuffin out of the Sea Devil's hands. We need to save Dan because he's useless. What else do we need to do? We need to do some sword fighting, which it's the Doctor. What is she doing sword fighting? Last time I checked, the Doctor was against violence and used the sonic screwdriver most of the time to solve things. I don't like that as a premise either, but at least it's non-violent, like the character's supposed to bloody be. What else have we got? Oh, we've got Hain is a legendary pirate who found this fleur de mer treasure, who actually turned out to be held captive by the Sea Devils and was used as the sacrificial lamb. There's the Easter reference. For this Doctor's plan to destroy the Sea Devil ship. She was going to do the heroic thing and then realise that she's not a hero. She's just randomly running around all the time and left this side character to do everything and be the actual hero. Great job, Chibs. Another fantastic take. What else have we got? We've got Lady Pirate. I can't remember her name. I mean, this is my issue. None of this was memorable. I sat there watching it for 45 minutes and it wasn't memorable. But we've got Lady Pirate, who basically set off the whole catastrophe by killing the protector of the magic MacGuffin, who had the Sea Devil in stone. But she was doing it to find her two sons and the rest of her crew. But we never actually got anywhere with that. It was a complete nothing burger. No story development there, no reason to engage with the character. Let's move on. Because it's all about Yaz. Yaz is the key to everything. She just is. And we all need to accept it and move on. The Doctor's girlfriend is everything. She's the key. Absolute key. Oh, and it's all about when they kiss. And you know when they're going to kiss? Just before she dies. And then when the Doctor changes his face and it's all a bit weird, we're going to have a Doctor and Clara moment again, aren't we? Oh, just... Chibs, I know you've said in an interview this week that you're never ever going to return to Doctor Who. And let me say on the behalf of everybody, good! Never, ever, 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 ever write anything Doctor Who ever again. You utterly useless writer. I mean, I can't rant about this anymore. End of the day, Magic MacGuffin was released, everything went back to normal, and Dan went to talk to his girlfriend, sort of not girlfriend. Yaz and the Doctor went on the beach to hold hands, which was nice for them, I guess. And she was saying, if I could be with anybody, Yaz, I'd be with you. And we'd go and live in Yorkshire and have a Yorkshire Terrier and live in a cottage. That's what I'd like. I'd like it to be me and you, Yaz, together forever, but I can't. Because I'm always going to be moving, always going to be somebody different. Do me a favour. Do me a favour. I mean, the way I can see it going is they'll end up doing what they did with David Tennant and Rose. Make a copy of the Doctor and they'll live happily ever after in some alternate universe where they can be on a beach. Because we mentioned beach a lot. Yaz clearly likes sun. So I don't know whether they're going to retire to Caribbean or what. It's bad from top to bottom. I don't need to say that to any of you guys. Anybody who watches Doctor Who knows this is bad. But the solace that we all have is it's over soon. We'll soon be free. And, I hope I hope RTD has been taking notes. I hope he's been listening to all these videos, all these rants from people far bigger than me and probably who know far more than me. Shout out to Gary and Az, Nerderotic and Heelbase of Babyface. Those guys know the law inside and out, and I can probably do it fairly well, and hopefully I'll be getting better with it. But I hope RTD has been listening to those big YouTubers, those that know the law and know why they're upset. Now I know a lot of people say, oh, it's because they don't want to see a female doctor. It's not. They just want to see a well-written doctor. They want to see a well-written doctor, and they want to see a commanding performance, none of which Jod-eh can give. She's not helped by the crap writing, but she hasn't got presence. She's not there. She clearly doesn't like the material. I don't think she ever has from the stuff I've ever read about her. She's never really enjoyed being part of this fandom. It was a job, it was a high profile job, and hopefully it'll get to something bigger and better. And you know what, Jod-eh, I hope it does. I hope it does. Because unlike other doctors that have done this and gone to Comic Cons and been beloved, I mean, you can talk about how beloved each and every doctor is. But you'll always find some defenders for even the most unpopular doctors. I don't think Jodie's going to have that. She's not going to have this longevity. No one's ever going to look back on her run and go, oh, there was some... She's not going to be remembered as somebody who was charismatic. That's the issue. For some Sion, I want to see a doctor not forced. Yeah, I think she's forced in her delivery because she doesn't know who she is, Jod-eh, and that's her mistake. That's her issue. She doesn't know who she is, and normally a doctor's, especially towards the end, their character's very defined. It knows who they are. She doesn't. She's still doing a bad David Tennant impression, which I saw her do in episode 1. Is it? Yeah, I completely agree with that. Aliens up her and change her gender. I mean, is it a gender, or is it Jodie's delivery? Say hi, Jack. I think it's her delivery. I mean, I don't know if you'll agree with this one, but when I've said this before, but when Michelle Gomez was the master, she was a great character actress, so it worked. They picked the wrong actress at the wrong time and with a crap writer. I'm definitely gonna wait and see who RTD announces to be the new Doctor. I thought it was gonna be tonight. I thought there was gonna be an announcement tonight because there was press images coming out of RTD stepping into the TARDIS again tonight, and I thought that was very, very, very telling. For me, it's going to depend who it is. It needs to be a good character actor again. Yeah, you are right in the fact it's the BBC's agenda about doing all sorts of different politics, be it the environment, be it gender, be it sexuality, be it all sorts of different things. I guess the one thing we can be happy about going forward is it's not going to be in their hands anymore. They've had to sign this away to RTD. and essentially to Sony of America, since they bought Bad Wolf a few months back. And I don't think the Americans are going to put up with this. I think Sony are going to put some real money behind it, get a real actor who... I actually think it's going to be David Tennant again. At least to course correct the shape. I think the Americans will want a decent name. Somebody who's got name recognition in the States to restart this franchise. Because that's what Sony have bought. They've not bought this for us. They bought it for the American audience because they saw the sort of numbers that they can do in the American market. They saw what Matt Smith did with Karen Gillan and Arthur Duval. They saw what they did with David Tennant. They need some of that back. So I want to see what they'll do. I want it to be fun again as well. I don't want it preaching at me. And this is where I think you're right. Yeah, exactly. This is it. You, in case any of you guys can't see, forward upon yours comment, Men in Black 3 actually put a good actor in as Old Agent K. Yeah, it does come down to actor selection and writing. I mean, RTD can write some of the best stuff. We know this. It's whether he wants to put in some agenda with it. I don't think he will. RTD has passion projects for stuff like that when he wants to put a message across. Look at It's a Sin. Obviously, it was something close to his heart and he really wants to push the message there. But when it comes to just being family entertainment, I'm hoping he can just do as he did 10 years ago. It's just whether times have moved on and what budget does he have and what intentions does everyone have with things as they flow on. I think it's going to be a success. Or maybe I'm just being a pure optimist. And you know, it's a kids show. Why can't we have just... The whole premise was there was this worldly alien who went around the world picking up humans and showing them the world, and then things happened to him along the way. When you're a good enough storyteller, you can put a message in there without it feeling like a message. The problem is with Chibnall's writing is it feels like being battered over the head because he's not good enough a writer to put a message in subtly. It has to be bang, bang. Do you understand my message yet? No, yeah, I understand your message. I'm not far. Well, the audience might be 5, but I'm not 5. I don't need you to tell me things about... I don't need a history lesson. I don't need a sociology lesson. I just want to be entertained. Dear God, I want to actually... I get it. Doctor Who's always going to be slightly cheap and cheerful when it comes to CGI. You know, it doesn't look good these days. But you know this. You know it's a little bit ropey. If you watch Classic Who, you know it's ropey. It's part of the thing. But nobody cared because it was entertaining. People loved it. People laughed. People got invested in who the Doctor was and where they were going and what adventures they were going to have. And you didn't have to rely on bringing the Cybermen and the Daleks out every flaming year. You know, you'd bring them out for a special. That's when you knew things were that's when you knew things were important. If they brought out the Cybermen and the Daleks and all the sort of major classic villains, it was for a point. You had all these other sort of smaller characters during the year, and then at a point, at a crescendo, then you'd get, Cybermen's Daleks. I mean, it's mostly Daleks now, and I know that's a contractual thing as well. With the estate, the owners and the creators of the Daleks, they have to be in there once a year for the BBC or whoever to maintain the licence, which makes it slightly difficult. But you can build up to this stuff every year, even if it's contractual that this has got to happen every year. You build it up or you build it in, and you go and do other stuff. I mean, get some companions with some personality as well. Mandeep Gill, Jesus. I mean, I used to watch her in Hollyoaks about 15 years ago, and she were a better actress then than she is now. But I think that more or less tells you the quality of the writing. Christ, the soap writers are better than Chris Chibnall. Oh shit. I mean, I'm glad it's out of the BBC's hands. I'm glad it's done with them. They don't deserve it. Just make the toys, make the books, make the big finish. You don't deserve this. You don't respect the fan base. And all you want to do is do political and agenda broadcasting. And that's not what any of this fan base wants. Same with Disney, with Marvel, and same with Warner Brothers. We just don't want it. We don't need it. We know what's wrong with the world. You watch TV and you watch film for hope, for something to take you out of your day to day. Why do we need to be lectured about how bad we are? Yeah, you're absolutely right. Mandeep Gill has got worse. I mean, John Bishop's bad. He's just bad. And comedians are usually the better actors in Doctor Who. I mean, Lother or Loathe, a lot of people did like Catherine Tate as a companion. I did. Some people didn't like her, and I get it. Her shtick can be a bit grating. But I followed the story. I liked the character. I liked the way she was written. I liked the fact that she didn't fall in love with the bloody doctor. Oh. Right, okay. Let's try and get more positive, shall we? Right, let's see what RTD does. I want him to succeed. I do. Bring back Moffat. Not as showrunner, because I know a lot of people didn't like the convoluted writing, but bring him back for a couple of episodes. Your penultimate, your ultimate, episode. Build it all up, build it all in. Have a structure, have a story ready to go. Do it. Actually think about it. Don't think about episode to episode. I mean, Christ, don't do a flux again, Jesus. But again, Chibnall, so let's ignore it. Let's just ignore Chibnall. In fact, that's why I hope they do. Ignore Chibnall. Retcon everything. Retcon everything the stupid man ever did. Let's make Dr. Jod-eh not a doctor. She's not a doctor. She's... Every franchise does a multiverse now. Let's send her off to the multiverse. There you go, Jod-eh. You were a doctor, but you're not a doctor. You were an imagination. It were all a dream. Let's do Dallas. What are you thinking? I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want to do a bit of speculation on what we're going to do going forward? And how we fix it? I mean, how do we fix it? I think you go back to a lot. I don't want us a long form storytelling. I don't want us to go back to full Moffat where you had to watch every single episode and watch every single morsel to understand what's going on. I don't mean about that. What I mean is, I want them to have a plan. I want them to have when they look at a season. I want them to know that we start here. Here's our mid-season. Here's our finale. And do multiple episode arcs. Do single episode arcs. Just non-consequential, fun entry points for the fans. Do those episodes, but I want that to be the way. I want the well, really, I'd like Matt Smith. Matt Smith for my Doctor. Criticise away on that one. I know a lot of people say Tennant, and my second option would be. I mean, I don't want to say we can't fix it, because I think we can. I think we just need to retcon it. You know what pisses me off most of all? That in this timeline, David Hartnell isn't the first Doctor. He is. So first off, let's retcon that and let's re-establish William Hartnell is the first Doctor. Let's start there. That's my basic joining point. Like I say, I think with Sony and with the money, they're going to do at least one season of David Tennant to right the ship. Because let's not forget, this isn't the BBC's anymore. So I think they're going to go for a more commercial thing, because Sony Television, who own Bad Wolf, need to make money. So that's where I do hold out hope. They're not just going to pour money down the well like the BBC does, because the BBC don't have to think about money. They've got the licence fee. It's defined by law. So they don't have to actually think about advertisers. They don't have to think about generating revenue. They don't have to think about all these things. So they can push whatever they want. With Sony, yes, they're producing it for us, but they're mostly doing it for the BBC Americas, because they saw how much money was involved. So this is why I hold out hope for RTD, because I think they're going to have to make decisions based on popularity and on commercialism and on getting the fans back on side. So give the fans a popular Doctor, and they'll come back. What you almost have to do is an apology letter to the fans. Like, sorry that we've belittled you. Sorry that we've berated you for the past 4 or 5 years. Here's David Tennant. Now, I was doing some research last night, and I showed this to my wife. And I know there's a way for him to actually bring Tennant back. Or any of the Doctors. Christ, McGann might be worth a go, since he never got a proper shot. He only got that movie. But if anyone remembers the 50th, when Tom Baker spoke to Matt Smith, he said that the Doctor could revisit a few of the favourite faces. I think that's what you need to do for the fans. And use that line. RTD will know because he wrote it. No, sorry, that was Moffat. But he'll certainly be aware of the line. He's too much of a Doctor Who nerd to not know it. But use that as your gateway. So, right, we know that we can go back. We know we can retcon everything, and we can carry on. Fair play. Let's do it. let's bring in some simple stuff. Let's start simple. We want some fun adventures. And then you build in some more advanced storytelling as you go. But again, RTD knows this. I think it's going to depend on the writer's room around him and what he wants to do. What I don't want to say agenda, because I'm hoping he's coming into this without an agenda, because that's one thing we don't need. We don't need another showrunner with an agenda. We need a showrunner who wants to write, who wants to entertain families, who wants to entertain kids. And start from there. Just make it fun. I mean, Christ, you've got a character who can go through time and space. You can do anything. You can write anything. You can do whatever you want in life. It doesn't even have to be here. And yet you constrain it, you change it, In fact, you know what I would like to see? If we're going to speculate away, obviously we can't have William Hartnell back. Bring David Bradley in for an episode. In fact, bring him in for the 60th. I would do that. I would bring David Bradley in because he does a fantastic impression of William Hartnell. He's very, very good. You bring back a few of the other Doctors. I would even go back to some of the faces that we haven't seen for a while. You know, where could we? I mean, Colin Baker. Yeah, well, let's do it. Colin Baker. If we're going to talk about unpopular Doctor Who's, bring back Colin Baker. Is Sylvester McCoy still alive? I think he is. Do that. Bring back some real classic Who. I mean, I would always say bring back Tom Baker because I just want to hear him talk about jelly babies. You might get Matt Smith. If you did, I'd have a bit of a geekgasm. I'm not going to lie. I would love it. I would love, just for an episode, give me a 30-second clip of Matt Smith and I'd be done. I mean, who are the other contenders for Doctor Who? Where else are we going? I mean, Ollie Alexander and Lydia West are the two bookies' favourites. Now, I watched It's a Sin. They were fantastic in that. I don't want to see them as the Doctor. I can't see either one of them as the Doctor. Their acting styles just don't do it for me. I mean, if we're proper fan casting, for me it would be no, this isn't good. There we go. Martin Sheen. I'd think for the name for a bit. Somebody with a bit of gravitas, a fantastic character actor, who I think would love it. He's going to be based in Wales, which is what he wants anyway. And give him some decent young companions the way he always used to be. And let him do what Capaldi couldn't do. I felt so sorry for Capaldi. Because he was left with crap scripts. Let Martin Sheen be that older Doctor with some decent scripts, with some decent storytelling, and let him just be the wise old sage, the madman in a box. That's what we all love. And you know, let's just enjoy it. Let's just be kids again, eh? I mean, God. I mean, I just want to enjoy it again. I remember every single sort of Christmas and special. I mean, I watched the series anyway, but I would make a thing about the Christmas specials, you know. my mum and dad would go Boxing Day shopping. I hated shopping. Hated it. But you know what I would do? Because they didn't like Doctor Who, I couldn't watch it on Christmas Day. So I used to watch it on Boxing Day when they went out shopping. And I'd sort of sit and have like Christmas chocolate, or with it being Easter chocolate, sit down with a cup of tea and just sit and enjoy it. I want that for other people. I want it to be appointment television again. I want people to enjoy it the way I enjoy it. I want it to be full of mysticism, wonder, and just all these things that are so missing because of agenda and all these other factors that have nothing to do with Doctor Who and should have never been in the part of the canon or the fandom anyway, because none of us are interested in that. We know what's bad in the world. We don't need it reminding. We want an hour of just blasting off to a fantastic planet and having some danger and some adventure, and then fixing the problem and feeling somehow better and lighter because of it. That's all you have to do with Doctor Who. Make it hopeful. Don't make it dreary. But anyway, you know, I feel I've been on enough of a rant, you know. Thanks to you guys for interacting. I really want to know what you guys think. Not only with this, with all our content, you know, if you've got any ideas, anything you want me to watch and review, anything you want me to rant at, like tonight, you know, I want to say thank you to Forward It On Yawn for interacting with me loads tonight. You've given me loads to sort of sit and chew on. So yeah, thank you for that. And yeah, if you guys want me to do a little bit more or talk about some other stuff, you know, speculate a bit more about Doctor Who, watch some of the good episodes, I would love to do that. I'd love to do a full positive thing of old Doctor Who. But anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed tonight. I feel like I've been on a bit of a self-indulgent rant, but I need to get it off my chest because I don't think I'm the only one. I think there's so many people who feel like me, who want this to be better. You know, so I've had a blast tonight, guys. Thank you for being with me, and I will see you next